Hello and welcome back to this episode of Agilado. My name is Ravi Verma. I'm the CEO of Smooth Apps and it's good to have you back. So today I want to tell you the story that's going to take you from Ketchikan in Alaska to Chechinitza in Progreso, Mexico. So I'm a person who is scared of water, deathly scared of water. I hate being on boats or ships or even the swimming pool. And my wife is the exact opposite. And so she is the one who handles all the vacation planning in our home. And so she decided that we should go for a cruise. And it was very scary for me because I've seen the Titanic, but my wife helps me face my fears. And so we went on two of the most amazing cruises of our life. The first one was in the city of Progreso. Our cruise ship went to a city called Progreso in Mexico. And we went to a place called Chechinitza where we saw some Mayan pyramids. And it was amazing. It was like traveling back in time. And I think a couple of years later, we went for another cruise to Alaska. And it was a cruise with a land tour. And we went to a beautiful place called Ketchikan. Now, no matter whether we are looking at kind of Native American culture in Ketchikan, Alaska, or we are looking at Mayan culture and Mayan history in Chichinitza in Progreso, Mexico, there is one thing that is almost universally applicable to any cruise, any part of the world. And this is a good thing and a bad thing. The good thing is every morning or lunchtime or dinner time, mainly morning and lunch, you just wake up or you get out of whatever you're doing and you go and line up in the dining room, and you don't have to cook, you don't have to set the table, you have the most amazingly lavish choices of food all waiting for you. All you gotta do is line up. The reason this is a bad thing is when you come back after the cruise, you kind of get in that habit and you start lining up at your home, but unfortunately there's no food. You gotta take care of it yourself. But here's an important lesson that I learned from these cruises. So whenever we lined up, we would walk up. Usually for lunch, there is a big buffet. You might have a soup bar. You may have a salad bar. You may have a pizza and pasta bar, and you might have maybe one place where you can order burgers and maybe you can have some sandwiches and so on. You get the point. There's something that is interesting about all of these choices. As a consumer, as a customer who enjoys and appreciates good food, each of these dishes must have some special characteristics for you to accept them as being delicious, as being nutritious. So when you're having soup and you're trying to decide in your mind, do I really accept this soup as something that is healthy and that's nutritious? Maybe the soup needs to be served in a bowl. Maybe it needs to be not too hot, not too cold, just right, but probably you want soup to be hot. When you're thinking about salad, you probably don't want the salad to be hot. Maybe it's got to be a little bit cool, or maybe it's got to be room temperature, but you have some criteria for accepting salad as something that is delicious, that's something you can enjoy. The criteria for pizza and pasta is different. You want it hot, maybe not as hot as the soup, it just depends, and so on. For each of these dishes, whether it is soup or maybe whether it is ice cream, there are different expectations on what it should taste like, what it should feel like and look like for you to accept it as something that is delicious and enjoyable. However, no matter which bar you might go to, there are certain expectations that cut across, that you expect to be met no matter which counter you might be taking food from. think about what these characteristics might be that cut across all of these diverse offerings. One possibility is the food must be fresh, it must be clean, so the food must be safe, so the people who prepared the food must have adhered to the safety standards or any code that they must follow in the preparation, especially if you're talking about meat or maybe lettuce, vegetables. They must be scrubbed thoroughly. Hopefully these are not recycled leftovers. Maybe they have clear labeling, so if you have allergies, maybe if you have peanut allergies, or if something that is gluten-free, maybe vegetarian, vegan, and so on. So whether you are a consumer of soup or salad or pizza, chances are that these criteria are important to you no matter which counter you might find yourself at. So here's the question: what does any of this have to do with agile software delivery? And I want to use this analogy or a metaphor to connect the dots between two agile terms or practices that are very commonly misunderstood. And the first one is called acceptance criteria. Acceptance criteria is probably a list of, I would say, 2 to 5 checks or check boxes that a product owner or a member of the business organization who has sponsored some work or authorized some work to be conducted by the development team. Acceptance criteria is a set of checks that that person is going to conduct to make sure that the software that was developed is going to accomplish the business value. If we take the food analogy for soup, you want to make sure that the soup is the right temperature. If it's tomato basil soup, it's made with tomato and basil, it looks nice. If you're having ice cream, the acceptance criteria for ice cream is going to be different. It's not going to be as hot as soup. If it's chocolate ice cream, you're going to make sure there are no maybe crystals in it. But there are unique acceptance criteria based on the dish that is being prepared and served, or based on the specific software feature that is being developed and delivered. However, there are certain quality criteria which are universal and which apply to pretty much all of the features or to all of the dishes that are being served. And this universal criteria, when it comes to Scrum, is known as the definition of done. So here's my question to you. As you look at your software and as you look at your teams, are you clear about the distinction between the definition of done and the acceptance criteria? No matter what feature you are working on, it is a set of facts that you want to hold true. It is a set of quality standards that you want to make sure are passed no matter what feature is being developed. The acceptance criteria, on the other hand, is feature specific or feature dependent. Depending on what feature you are creating or what food you are developing and serving, the acceptance criteria is going to be different. So here's my question for you. Question number 1. Are your teams crystal clear about the difference between acceptance criteria and definition of done? What is one small baby step you can take to move towards the right direction in the next 2 to 4 weeks? Try a small experiment, let me know how it goes, and until the next episode of Agilado, this is Ravi. Keep calm, Scrum up. Hey guys, hope you liked my videos. Don't forget to subscribe so you get notified of our new videos and new episodes. Share with your colleagues. Follow us on social media. So would you like fresh ideas on how to stay agile?
check out smoothapps.com. We've got our upcoming events and training. You can read our blog for free tools and techniques, and you can even schedule a free mentoring session with us. So until next time, Scrum on.